Hi, guys. Oh, look at me, kind of on time today. Yeah, I almost didn't come on yet at all, but I figured, you know what, guys? I'm gonna come on time. I'm gonna come on here and talk for a little bit. Yeah, just some stuff going on in the house right now, the usual arguments. And I've kind of been trying to just deal with that, but I think I got it under control. So we are good to go here. Um, let's see, it's Valentine's Day, isn't it? Yeah. I forgot that today was Valentine's Day. I forgot that this was like, the 14th. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. For whatever reason, my brain just hasn't been registering days. Um but yeah, like I said, I figured I'd come on here for a little bit and say hello to people. I'll give some people some time to come in. Um let's see. I wanted to address a handful of things today that I think I need to. Hey, Rody gal. Um, just a few things that I wanted to clarify, um, based on some stuff that has to do with on here. But I don't really so much want to talk about what's on here. I actually another reason I almost didn't come on, is because I actually found I'm going all the way down a rabbit hole on something for you guys. I was gonna ask what people wanted to cover, but at this point, I think I've already decided for everybody because I have just stumbled upon some information and videos and pictures that I can almost promise you haven't seen before about this case. I just need to figure out how to do it without YouTube shutting it down because YouTube will want to shut this down. If there is any topic that YouTube likes to shut down, it's this one. I'm not going to say it quite yet. I might put the poll up later and just hope people pick what I've just stumbled. It's a case that I'm very, very familiar with. Oh, I'm not even. Rody Gal knows. Rody Gal knows. No, there was just some new documents released from it. I don't know when, but it had to have been recently because I have a few cases that I like. Uh, I know I get a lot of judgment for, but they're rabbit holes that I've gone down, right? So they're like, just ones that I've done so much research that I probably have any information that's already on it. Now, yeah, you like things. Well, I'll say it. Like I said, if any of you guys were interested in this case, so there are some new documents out there. I haven't found all of them, but I'm working on it. So I'm talking about the Columbine massacre, guys. I have stumbled upon a whole lot of information that I have not seen before. Hey, Veronica. The Delphi case is really interesting too. So I found a lot of really new stuff on that, and I thought I kind of wanted to deep dive into that just because that kind of stuff is so prevalent even today. And I want to take it as a stance to kind of not to just look at like the gruesome stuff of it, even though that's kind of where my interest is. I'm not in that, but you know what I mean, guys. Like, I have a morbid curiosity, so like true crime. I think we all are in that mindset. I think a lot of us are fascinated with true crime because, for one reason or another, it sits with us. Oh, you don't really, Liberty Farmer? Oh well, and for whatever reason, it's not. I have to be careful of how I do it because for whatever reason, like any social media really hates that topic. And I can understand why, because I think they're afraid of kids getting like inspired to copycat. And I get that, but I know that, that everybody that's on here is an adult and just kind of wants to talk about things. So, let's see. I own probably every book you can own on it. And there was a whole bunch of new, I think it's like a lot of documents that are released, and then they're in like depositions for getting some videos as well. Because all that stuff's been locked up since the get-go. Like they've been like super super hush hush about it. So I'm putting together because I have a lot of stuff that we could do that's like visual and video, and it's not just going to be me talking. So I'm really excited for that for you because I found some stuff, guys, that's really interesting and a really interesting take on the case that you might not have looked at it before. So I'm definitely going to do that. And I think that might be my first one that I do. Just maybe like in honor of like the anniversary of it. So maybe in March, early April. Maybe sooner if I get like really, really excited about the stuff that I'm finding. Um, I always wanted to do that one, and I'm kind of looking at my bookshelf here. There's a couple others I want. Yeah, Delphi case is definitely interesting. Um, I have some theories on that as well, but I almost did a deep dive onto that one, but it's not one that I've gone all the way down the rabbit hole for. In terms of like missing person stuff, the one that really fascinates me, it's actually quite local um, to me, and where I live was the Maura Murray case. Yes, Liberty. Yes, 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 yes. You're right, Liberty. So I might incorporate that because you're not wrong on that. And actually, one of the what's the right word that I can use on here? One of the shooters' mother, Sue Klebold, actually wrote a book about basically about her experience of how everything happened and about a little bit more about like Dylan's backstory and like his past and what was happening up until the point that everything happened. And there was a point where she even mentions the troubled teen industry and that she kind of regrets not sending him to somewhere like that, to have prevented the massacre from happening. So I always found that interesting, and she's like a big supporter of some of these schools. I need to figure out which ones though before I make a Summer Wells is fairly local to you, Lindsay. Yeah. For whatever reason, like I have kind of not even gone down that rabbit hole yet, just because there's like so much going on. And since I spend so much time on YouTube, it's hard for me to like discern fact from fiction and, just YouTube nonsense. So I would need to like actually use other sources, I think. I think I would have to go down some of the other methods that I have found. I need to catch up on that case though. I definitely do. I just feel like that one's it's so sad. Like I don't know, guys. Like cases with like young kids really, really, really upset me for some reason. Like we don't know what happened to Summer, obviously. So I hope and pray that she's found alive and safe. But it as for the Watts case, it takes a sick person to do something like that, and that's what gives me chills. You could go to Watts Island. Yeah, I would too, Liberty Farber at this point. I just saw that Dark Magician. I literally just pulled up my email right before I came on here, and I did see that. I have not opened it yet, but I will. Yeah, so I'm going to put up a poll, guys, and I'm going to see what topics you guys, because I have a group of topics that I'm already compiling. Look, I know everyone's going to laugh at me. Your guys are going to laugh at me. I know you are, but I have binders for each of my like topics that I've gone down rabbit holes for. Yes, binders. That's right. There's no other word for it, guys. Shall I say trapper keeper? Like, would that be better? But I do. I'm like methodical about this stuff, and I've been like interested in true crime since since the get-go. Actually, you guys would be surprised about some stuff that I own. Just like I've just been very interested. I've found like any book that has anything to do with like a true crime case that I'm interested in, I'll find it, and I have them. And hey Brittany, hi Mike. I'm trying to think of any of the other ones. I mean, there's a lot of missing persons cases. There's a show I really like. I think it's on like the ID channel or whatever, but I always watched it on Amazon or Hulu or one of the two, and it's Disappeared. That's how I actually came to find a lot of the cases and missing persons ones that I've found really fascinating. But I heard like rumored that they were going to bring it back. Hey, Wendy. And I was hoping that they did, because there's so many cases that you never even hear about, because there's like, I guess there's kind of a science behind like what makes big time media and what doesn't. But I'm over in where I live. The news where I live, none of it was covering Gabby Petito. Now I'm going to discuss a few things about the updates with that. Just my opinion on one thing. We're not going to really talk about it because I know every channel has kind of been buzzing about that. So I just had some thoughts. I don't know if any of you guys caught it, but there's some new information out about Brian Laundrie's body, and what was found, and it's going to bring a lot more like clarity and like, I don't know, not, I don't want to say, not definitely not closure, but more clarity as to what was going on. And hopefully it puts to bed any of the ridiculous conspiracy theories. And yes, I'm going to call you anybody out. There are some really ridiculous things that I've seen about that. Hey, Amanda. So yeah, basically what I found most interesting about that though, is that in, I think it was the dry bag, they found a box, a wooden box. And in the wooden box, he had pictures, and the one that they said, some of which included Brian Laundrie. Now, I almost think that he put that there as a way to, let identify him. Like, what other reason would he have to have pictures of himself in a box? Like, I thought maybe if it was a picture of, him and Gabby or whatever, maybe something like that. But he clearly got that dry bag in order to preserve stuff that he wanted people to be able to find, in my opinion. So I'm wondering if that's what that was about, just so like people could find him. I mean, if he knew like the whatever, all of that happened afterwards, I mean, it kind of was counterproductive, not counterproductive, but how are you now just hearing about this? You mean like it was just released, Liberty? It was just released. I want to say, because I saw a bunch of YouTube channels start to go live about it maybe like 2 or 3 hours ago. So I'm assuming it got released today, but it's from the coroner's office. So basically it says all the like lists, it's his autopsy and stuff. Yeah. However, Liberty, there was, I could be wrong. I feel like I've seen somewhere along the way that they've been able to identify him buying that dry bag, recently. It was released this morning, Veronica. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, guys, it's not all the information that we're all wondering. It definitely doesn't say what it was. It's just the medical stuff. They can't go into, what the items were. And I mean, I don't know if we'll ever find out what was in that notebook. I hope we are, because what I'm fascinated about with true crime, guys, isn't just like my morbid curiosity, because I do have that, but I'm also fascinated to see why things happen. What goes wrong in somebody's head that it makes that contributes to stuff happening. Because I think that like the human psyche is just a really fascinating thing. And a lot of the time you just, that's why the whys. I need to know why about everything, Lindsay. That is like my mom always said, I would always ask why. I always needed to know why. And that hasn't changed. I do. Because it fascinates me, because how does one get to that point? Because I could never imagine taking someone's life, like, ever. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So, to see what pushes people that maybe don't, a lot of the time, actually, my dad wrote a book about it. So basically he wrote a book talking about different really severe crimes and going into the psychological reasons as to why people end up, and usually crimes, even violent crimes, come down to a couple different factors. A lot of the time it is mental illness related. It could be substance abuse related. Some of it is based on if I can't have you, nobody can. So like the crimes of passion, that is another big factor. I wish I have this book somewhere over here. It's probably on my bookcase. But there's a whole bunch of different like categories, and usually you're able to put or over money. You can put people's into those categories, and there are some cases that where the perpetrator, you can't put them into any of those categories because they don't make sense for them. And then you have to reason like, see you, Lindsay. I'm interested to know if there's, at first I didn't think so, Veronica. At first I didn't think that there was. I thought that was maybe a stretch, but now I'm not so sure. Because you could tell, like, after the only thing that makes me think differently is, in my opinion, if he had, after, if they had witnessed him, I hate saying so. I'm gonna have to learn how to do it, but I always feel bad saying this on like a public platform, but I'm gonna do true crime, so I'm gonna do it. If they had witnessed him murder Gabby, because I think it's been confirmed many times officially that's what happened. Hey, Melissa J. So, you know, when if they witnessed that and then he killed them, that would make sense in my mind. But, you know, the only problem with that is that I would think that, you know, if he had killed her, so people had saw him and he had nothing left to lose, because at that point, usually that's what goes on, right? I mean, usually if when somebody kills their lover or whatever, it usually ends in a suicide. I hope I'm allowed to say that. I think I'm allowed to say that. I've been told I can't say certain words on here, so I hope that's not true. But I've heard you. I don't know. Everyone's always listening. You know, all smart devices are listening. But you know, I was thinking, I was like, you know, why wouldn't he have done it right there? See you, Veronica. I don't know why he wouldn't have done it there, and I don't know if he thought maybe he could get away with it. I've always just been confused as to why he came all the way back to Florida, and you know, stayed for a couple days before he ended up. I feel like you know, the catalyst for that is when it started getting a bunch of press, and that maybe put some pressure on him. But even that doesn't fit the mindset. Like he kind of went past the point of when most people would have you know, off themselves and statistically. So I always thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know, he probably felt like the walls were closing in on him, but you know, at the same time, I mean, I also don't think he expected them to find her body quite as quickly as they did. And, you know, God bless Red, White, and Bethune for that, because I truly believe that they are the reason that she was able to be found as quickly as she was. So that was nothing short of a miracle. So that's awesome. I'm sorry, my dog is barking as usual because she's very rude. Yeah, he was a coward. He was a coward. But, you know, yeah, and that's usually, you know, it happens much sooner after, you know, why go through all of that else? You know, there had to have been some part of him that thought maybe he wouldn't have gotten caught. So there's no other reason for it in my mind, or else he wanted, you know, I don't know. It makes sense. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Mike, I think so. Which makes me think that the parents definitely knew more than they've been saying. I've always thought that. I don't think that what they were put through with the yelling and screaming was warranted. I never liked that. I think there are better ways of handling things, especially when, like, you know, it's all about what you do when nobody's looking. So, you know, you know, when you're filming it, it kind of, you know, I don't know, kind of feels like you're doing it for content. But I could be wrong. But I didn't like that. But yeah, I think that he did think he could get away with it. I believe that, you know, yeah, I don't think we have an exact timeline of when he left or when anybody knew. Yeah, I can't. You're right. I can't. Yeah, I definitely can't, Liberty Farmer. I couldn't. And that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if his parents knew, like, you know, it just blows my mind. Like, what were you going to do? Like, try to wait it out? Or imagine living with knowing something like that. I mean, maybe it's because I have a conscience, but I don't think I could do that. It would drive me up a wall. I would go crazy. And I mean, I am the worst liar in the entire world too. So, you know, I would, I am like the worst person. I couldn't commit a crime. Nope. I don't think I could. But yeah, it's insane. And there are a lot of cases that I think that's what drew a lot of people. I think a lot of factors drew people to the Watts case. I think the first and foremost one was because of the Netflix. You know, they dropped it during a time when a lot of people were, you know, spikes in watching Netflix, and streaming services were way up. I had to do some research on that for school recently. And yeah, the number of people that were watching was insane. Kind of how Tiger King got to, you know, be quite as popular as it is, and you know, why the second season wasn't as popular. So I think that had a lot to do with it. I had heard about the Watts case because through a podcast called True Crime Garage. But, you know, when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, this looks familiar. I think I know this case. And I watched that, and actually it was the catalyst that put me down that rabbit hole. And I spent several months going down that rabbit hole. And that's what brought me onto YouTube, was that particular topic. And because it's lives, like if you do videos, guys, if you do videos that are like true crime related, they get flagged a lot. So especially if you want to monetize, apparently they are really strict about that kind of stuff. But if it's a live, sometimes they don't. I don't think that they for whatever reason. So with the lives, I was able to find a lot of information that I wasn't able to, I wasn't expecting to find on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, they did follow the lawyer's advice, Mike. I think so too. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I've always tried to give them the benefit of the doubt in that regards, because like I said, I don't feel like what happened to them afterwards was appropriate. I don't think that that was a way that should have been handled. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, there have been just little actions here and there that have made me wonder about things. No, Mike, I agree. Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. That makes sense. I agree with you, actually. I think that they were following the lawyer's advice. I do think that very, very strongly. Because they got that lawyer involved real quickly. So they probably didn't. I mean, as a parent, how would you handle that? Like, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. Like, no. Like, I hope to God I never have to experience anything like that in my life. But yeah, you're right. I mean, what parent knows how to handle something like that? I mean, nobody knows how to handle that. And I know that when push comes to shove, a lot of people will, I guess, protect their child, whether it's, the right decision or not. And it's easy to say that you wouldn't if you're not in the situation. I know that's an unpopular opinion. But if you've never been in a particular situation, you don't know how you would react 100%. So I always like to remember that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that's right, Mike. They did say that. So that's my, yeah, they did. And just because we don't have a lot of stuff made public, that was the other thing I wanted to like yell and scream from the rooftops when all of this was going on. Hi, Crystal. Was like, guys, we're not entitled to a lot of this information. We like to have information, because we like to talk about these things. But there's no, we are not owed any of the, the facts in these things. And a lot of the time they'll keep that close to the vest because they're trying to figure some stuff out. And if there are things that need to be, that can be released, they will for the most part. And it depends what state you're in. Some states are really, really strict about that stuff. Others, it's really easy to get public records. It really depends on where you are as to what the rules are for public information. But I agree. I think that I was like, guys, like, calm down. Like, we're not owed every single like dialogue that the Laundries had with law enforcement. There are going to be things that we're never going to know, and we're just going to have to accept that. But everything, a lot of stuff comes out later on down the line. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be doing a really big deep dive onto the Columbine massacre. And how long? What was that? 1999, and we're just now getting a whole bunch of new information. So I mean, information comes out, but nobody is entitled to that immediately. They're just, or at all. And a lot of people wanted that information and they wanted it now, and they got really mad. And the minute you don't do that, they thought law enforcement was being shady, when really I think they were just doing their jobs. I know that's an unpopular opinion. Yeah, Amber, I agree. Right. That's what I think I would do. Hey, Dorothy. That's what I think I would do too. I think I would do that. I would be like, you know what? Like, we need to take accountability for this, because get them a lawyer, take them to the police, and explain your side of the story. I mean, who knows? I mean, just be upfront. But I don't know. I'm leaning towards it was, maybe a domestic violence thing gone wrong. I'm leaning towards it was probably not intentional, but 100%, his fault. It is 100% his fault. And, I think that there was some stuff going on in that relationship that wasn't great. Which, I feel that is something very close to me. So that's, hold on. Yeah, Michelle, I will see you later. That is totally fine. So yeah, that's just like when there's new information. I mean, I was like, that's how actually how I got brought back into YouTube. I got really sucked into this case, and I don't even know why. A lot of us did too. And I actually have a whole notebook filled with my thoughts on the case. So, I might do something about that too. I have a lot of like ideas of things. And you know how I've been doing the troubled teen industry stuff, right? And remember how I've said, as long as one person gets the message that they're not alone, or you know gets them to know that they can speak out against it, that I've done my job. Well, one of my videos today got a comment from somebody who was saying that, yeah, they also went to a program like that, and then to one of these boarding schools, and it broke them inside, and they're still very broken over it. And I was like, okay, well, clearly I'm reaching some people that feel a little bit less alone. I actually I got an email about it too. I think it's from somebody I know who found the YouTube channel. So it's not as but it's still a thing. She was like, she wants to come on panel and tell her story. Oh yeah, Amber. I haven't read the details quite yet. That's why yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too though. If it was in the dry bag, I get it, but if the note wasn't in a dry bag, I just don't find that plausible. But I don't know. I could be reading it wrong. So I'm gonna take a look at that later. I just was listening to some people who were talking about it. Because there were a couple people. There's a lot of people live about it actually. A couple YouTube channels I subscribe to. So yeah, guys. I like to think that a lot of people here are in this community to begin with, because this community kind of was true crime originally. At least that was my impression. So that's what brought me here, was when it was Watts Island. I always forget that that's a name of things. So that's how I was introduced to most of the people that, are creators now or have been creators. And I don't know why. I wish people would get back to doing their true crime and do less of, the drama and stuff. And I'm going to address a little bit of it today because I feel like I actually have to. So, unfortunately. But I just want that stuff to calm down. Like, why can't people just do their own thing on their channels and, just do your own thing? Why do people have to get mad at each other for what you're doing on your channel, when it's like, people just want to move on. I want to move on from it. That doesn't mean that I don't have stuff in the works for things like that. Don't you worry. I do. Oh, I do. I've been busy. I've been a busy bee. So I've just been kind of taking a step back from things. Right. And I do want to say that, how interesting is it, guys, that, let's say you're someone like me, who's 9 times out of 10, probably one of the nicest people that you could ever meet in your life. And I really go out of my way to stand up for the underdog. I go out of my way to look at things logically, to not let my emotions get the best of me, to just be a good person, because I value that in my life. I want to be a good person. I don't want to be the reason that somebody gets hurt, if that makes sense. So when I come on here, I try to put my best foot forward, but I haven't always. I'm not a perfect person. I'm a human being just like everybody else. And I do get caught up in things sometimes. I've been very open about that. I just have good insight onto my own behaviors, and I can reel it in eventually. Like, there's a method to my madness here, but sometimes I'm nice until I'm not. It really depends on what's going on. If I've had a bad day or there's something going on, like there could be something that kind of sets me off. And in which case, sometimes I do things I'm not proud of on here, I guess, and say things that I shouldn't. But, it's so interesting to me that there are people that come on here oh my God, are my AirPods going to die? They might. Hold on. I might have to switch microphones here in a second. Unfortunately, do I have another one? Oh, I don't want to use that. Crap. I got to think about it. How am I going to do this? Maybe my laptop will pick up on it. We'll see. If my AirPods die. Yeah, I am there. Thank you, Mike. And Amber, that's right. I really try to be a good person. I've always been the first one to say that, but I find it so interesting that there are people that come up onto their platform day after day after day, maybe not every day, but many days, and have just been really mean and just aggressive and you know but these are the people that the minute you say something that's like not cool in hold on guys, can you guys still hear me? If you guys can still hear me, like let me know, because that means that my laptop is like working. So let me know if you guys can still hear me, so I know that I'm like I can charge my headphones. Can someone just let me know if you can hear me, Liberty? Can you still hear me? Okay. Sorry guys, my AirPods need to charge. So, oh my god, I yell. I really do yell when I'm on here because I can't hear myself. You can hear me. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you saw yeah, Gladys, I like your voice, Gladys. You have a really really calming voice actually. I was thinking that. I was like, Gladys just has this like this air about her that's just really calm. And I like that. But it's these people that are the first ones. The minute that do something online, like everybody's always watching. Like I feel like there are eyes literally everywhere. I never thought so either, Gladys. But here we are, and people listen to me when they're making dinner and going to sleep, and I always hated my voice. So yes, I like Gladys too. Yeah. Yeah, Gladys. I have some people that people should say that to as well. But yeah, it's these people that are like, the minute you do something that, they can take a screenshot of and be like, well, that person's fake and lying and whatever, they do. And they're everywhere. And it's like, it's bizarre, guys. Like, why can't people just be let be? Like, just because somebody acts a certain way in a chat once or twice, or I'm sorry, is a human being, apparently that means that you're not true to what, you're lying to everybody, apparently. Well, I want to be very clear, guys. I am a human being. I think most people, if not everybody, knows how nice I am. And if you happen to catch me on a bad day, or if there's something going on in my life, there's a chance that you might meet like prickly porcupine me, and I can be a very prickly porcupine. So there are going to be times that I do say things I shouldn't have, and I feel like I did some of that last night, and it just I don't know. I don't know. I've heard creators talk about this kind of stuff forever, but like, I didn't quite understand the concept until just now. When people, hold people to standards that, they don't hold themselves to. So just because I'm a nice person and, put my platform up as I want to be, kind of a neutral, yeah, Liberty Farmer. I can be, guys, I'm a human being. I can be. I get, that was my whole issue with when I was over, in Natasha's chat, and then, elsewhere. I got very caught up in things, and I wasn't using my brain per se to think to myself like this isn't something I should be saying on the internet. So I try to. Yeah, Gladys, I appreciate that you found my channel too. But it's these people that are going to take a screenshot of it immediately, or a screen grab, and then like hold it over your head. Like, what the heck? I made some comments that were a little bit poking fun yesterday at somebody. I want to also be clear that I'm probably one of the only people that has stood up for the person that I had made a few comments about yesterday. And the reason I did that was because I, because something that they had said about me was, I had just had enough. I had had enough. And yeah, I did. I made some jokes that I shouldn't have. And, I'm sorry for that. So, but I don't think that means that I'm lying to my audience, or that I'm not really the nice person that I, present myself as. I think that I'm a human being, and human beings are complex. They're complex. Some of us are very nice, and I do stand true to my values. I don't want to be mean to anybody, but I'm a human being. And, sometimes human beings do stuff like that. But I have also been the first person to go to bat for this person and to say that I don't like that they get talked about, and that I want them to be off limits. It's just yesterday kind of pushed me past a threshold of sorts, just with some behaviors that Really? You know who I'm talking about, Gladys. Yes, you do. Okay. Yep. Right. Right, Gladys. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. And that was where it was from, too. Yeah. Well, I got an email about it, guys, because people love to send me emails. I'm going to start sharing them. We're going to start having, like, before every live, I'm going to start sharing the emails that I get because some of them are just bizarre, guys. Just bizarre. There was one that I got yesterday. I think it was yesterday. No, 2 days ago. And I'll read it to you guys. I've sent this to a few people, but I was like, yeah, right. Right, Liberty. I get that. Yeah. And I do stick up for her normally, guys. I do. Like, because I recognize what's going on there. And I know that I have some thoughts about it. I do. And actually, that's another live that I'm putting together because I genuinely think a lot of people need to know how to handle stuff like that. Hey, where's Kenny? So, you know, I come from a family of very knowledgeable mental health professionals. So I'm trying to put together a show for because we've been seeing some people being pushed to really bad places here, and I'm not just talking about one person. I want to put together a video, not a video, but like a live where I can kind of present to you guys like clinically what the best thing that you can do for somebody that you believe is having a mental health crisis when they're on the internet. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, donating to their PayPals and their Cash Apps, that's not helpful. That's enabling the behaviors. I'm going to say it. I know that this person doesn't like that. I know that that's what got me blocked, but it's true, guys. It's true because it just encourages that behavior to continue. And if you really believe that somebody is in danger of hurting themselves or others, they're especially if they say something like that, that's a reason that we're going to figure out how I'm going to look into what can be done just so people know, because we're seeing a lot of stuff. Yeah, Amber, I agree with you. Yep. Yep. And that's the thing. That's what I was starting to see, and that's what pushed me over the threshold, Amber. That was what it was. Because I heard one part of it first. I heard the first part of it. And I didn't see the community posts. I had just heard the video, and my heart was breaking. So I'm not very familiar with this person either because I choose not to be, because I don't need that negativity. But, lately I've just been, because it's just been such a bizarre nonsense going on. But, my heart was breaking hearing that first part of it. Like, I was genuinely concerned. I was like, I don't know if if I'm comfortable. And then, and then I noticed that, the Cash App and all of that was getting dropped. And then I was like, you know what? Like, this sounds awfully manipulative to me. And this doesn't feel right and doesn't feel good. The fact that you just got that emotional response out of me, and now you're posting this stuff like, this is going to make it all better if you're really having a mental health crisis. And I didn't like that. That didn't sit well with me. And now I've heard from many people that people have reached out trying to help and, either don't get a response or they don't want help. And that's just, and I don't think oh my God, like if you're going to come on here and say stuff like that, they want it to be, yes, exactly, Gladys. Like, it is a pattern of behavior, and I wasn't familiar with the pattern. I obviously I know who the person is. I've seen their behaviors. I never subscribed to their channel. They've been coming up in my suggested, so that's why I've been clicking on it, because it is a never-ending cycle, and I feel like it's like one of those hard topics that like nobody wants to address. Like, it's an elephant in the room because people can acknowledge that there's something not right there, but that doesn't mean that those people aren't capable of like manipulating and stuff. And I see that now. It's like, but people don't want to say it because for a lot of reasons, I think. So I was trying to figure out the best way to address it, but, when you reach out to somebody and offer them help and, like, they don't want anything but for you to donate to their Cash App and stuff or their, vacation fund or whatever, that doesn't feel very good. That's like, you know what? Like, money is helpful. Money is good. Like, we all need money, but, if you're having a mental health crisis and you're really, like, feeling like that, like, what you need is to, go get yourself some help, like, go to any emergency room. Uh, any emergency room or, and just let them know what's going on and they will take care of the rest and you will get the care that you need. But yes, where's Kenny? That's right. That's right. That's what happened to me last night. So that is why I made the comments that I did. And I don't even think what I said was that bad, but apparently somebody else begs to differ, and somebody else thinks that because I said what I said, I'm, lying to my audience and something like that, but whatever. Hey, Dave. And I think that it's absolutely true. Like, it is, yeah. You see, I'm glad that I'm not the only person who has experienced that, though. But that's what pushed me over the edge. I felt bad yesterday, so I tried. I was like, you know what, I have to say something. But to be told to, like, go away and basically, go kick rocks when I'm just trying to help, and then be told that I'm being a problem. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I'm not gonna come on here and talk about her day after. I don't even want to talk about her again. But if you're gonna be doing behaviors on here, I am gonna point out behaviors. That's what I do, and I'm shot. Yeah, where's Kenny? And like I said, I wasn't familiar. I mean, people have told me, but I need to see things with my own two eyes to really have an opinion. Jean, we're talking about Mrs. Portland. So we're just addressing some of the things that happened last night. She was very upset last night, and it kind of, cycled into apparently what it cycles into. And yeah. And I'm like the nicest person in the world, but like when I reach out and I'm told to, like, go away, and then I see just all of the cash, yeah. Right, Amber, that's right, because that's what got to me. I was like, I'm not sure I'm comfortable. Not saying something when you're saying that you're making arrangements with your, your life insurance policy. Like, that's really concerning stuff, guys. Like, that is, like, as somebody who used to, like, work in the mental health field, like, that is definitely one of those comments where, like, you need to ask certain questions during your session. And I was just, I had never heard her talk like that before. I know I've been blissfully ignorant because now people have tried to tell me. They have, but because I used to work with people in that, hi, Jer, in that kind of, field, I recognized some of the stuff there, and I just kind of left it alone. I've actually stood up for her. And I made a video standing up for her at one point. But yes, yesterday I saw that, and then yeah. And, I had to learn for myself, I guess. I had to learn for myself. And yeah, I agree with, right. Well, yeah, Dark Magician, I'm now here. Hey, Nat. I'm now seeing that a lot of people have tried to show concern and have gotten the same response. Yeah, I agree. Where's Kenny? I see that too. I see it too. That's actually really, really spot on. It's almost like, I was just like, oh my God. Right. They find new people. That's right, Liberty. That's right. That's how this cycle works. You cycle through one group of people, and, eventually those people. Yeah, Jean, I saw that as well. And I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I was trying to scramble to figure out what I should do in that situation after hearing that, because good Lord, yeah, you don't threaten stuff like that. And then if somebody does call a wellness check on you, and, you were saying stuff like that on the internet, that's not going up. That is not a bad thing. Like, because, like, nobody wants to live with themselves if something happens to somebody and they didn't say something, like that. I couldn't. Hey, Abby. Yeah, jurors. So here's the thing. Like, it is across the community for yes. I agree, Amber. you know, I had been blissfully ignorant for it. I didn't watch those. I've seen her behaviors on panels on other people's channels, but I had never subscribed to her channel. I'd never gone out of my way, but it started coming up in my suggested. So I happened to click on a few things, and that's how I found it. And then that's how, and then, somebody told me, have you seen the community posts? And I was like, no, I haven't. Should I? Is there something there? And I looked, and it was just, post after post after post about, you know, ways to give her money. Yes, Jean, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right. And I didn't want to see that. I like to see the best in people. Always, 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 always. Yeah, a lot of subs. Right. That's what I'm saying, Shay, is that, there's got to be a better way for people to respond to that kind of stuff without enabling. And I feel like a lot of people don't know they're enabling. They genuinely, because there's a lot of good people in this community. And I feel like that's why a lot of this stuff happens, is because there are people who are very, very empathetic. There are people who really like to help people. And, that's why this community seems to attract a lot of this stuff, because I see it so many places at this point. And I'm just like, what is going on? So this is going to be like the only time that I'm going to talk about this. I have always stood up for her. So I would just wanted to address it because, I was, yeah, well, people do, Amber. And I know that. And, as much as I think that's sick to do that, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's exactly why some people watch. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that that's really gross. We're adults. We're not children. Yeah, that's why I never watched it, honestly, because, if I don't like something, guys, believe it or not, you know what I do? I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I just, don't subscribe, and I don't go out of my way to see it. And I end up missing a lot of stuff that way. So, I have to be brought up to speed sometimes, but yeah, right. Yeah, Jean. Yeah. And she switches back and forth. And like I said, hey, Judy, the reason I'm addressing it is because I did say some comments last night that may not have been the nicest, but they weren't like terrible, guys. They really weren't that terrible. I was just more like using sayings that she uses and writing them in the chat. Like, I put in all caps and I wrote, like, I hope you all are having a horrible evening, stuff like that. And it was because I had kind of been pushed past my limit with that. And, it doesn't feel good when you're trying to help somebody and you're just being told that you're like hating and all of that, when like that couldn't be further from the truth. Yeah, helping animals. Where's Kenny? Exactly. Oh, I love are you the one are you allergic to cats? Where's Kenny? I think that was you who said you were allergic to cats. I love cats. I'm a cat person. But, but the minute, that's what I'm trying to say though, guys, is that like, I've always known that people are like, have eyes everywhere on you and take all the screen, recordings and screenshots and all of that. But I had never realized, like, just to the extent that this was going on. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think that some of that is really problematic, because there are people that were going to a certain chat and then bringing that information back to Mrs. Portland to upset her, so she would go off. And she probably wouldn't have seen it otherwise. I don't know, guys. I've seen that happen to a lot of creators. Like, people purposely go and try and find stuff that, yeah, that's right. That's right, Gladys. Yeah. I think, well, I also say things out of anger. I'm reading Amber's name. I almost said out of Amber. That I don't always mean, but I have like the wherewithal to, hey, Sagacious Angel, to not do that. But I'm starting to open my eyes to this guy. I see it. I don't think that there should be nasty videos made about her. I don't think that's appropriate. However, I'm not going to be going to bat for her anytime soon at this point. Nope. Because, when you alienate the people that are nice to you, then I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It makes me feel like there's something else going on that you want. And hey, Lufa. But that's just my thing. Yeah, like I said, guys, but then I got an email this morning, and I'm gonna start presenting the emails that I get on here, because some of them are like, they just need to be showcased. They're just works of art. Some of these. Some of them I want to frame because they're just so ridiculous. So, I got one this morning that was, really that I'm lying to my audience about being such a good person, and I'm trying to be manipulative, and here I am being mean to somebody. I've always, I've always been just the way that I am. I'm a nice person. I'm not going to use my platform to drag people, but I've been in chats. Like, I go to people's chats. Yeah, Chicory is kind of an asshole, though. Where's Kenny? I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. He's adorable, though. He's annoying. He's like a Velcro. He needs to, like, if he was in here, he would literally be sitting on the keyboard. But, so I was kind of like taken aback, and I kind of got angry about it. I was like, why are you saying that? Like, the minute I do something like that, of course there's got to be somebody there that's just going to take a screenshot. Like, why do you bother? What did I do to anybody that would warrant that? Did I go live? I didn't go live yesterday. Was it yesterday that I did the community post about, oh, that's right. And then there was the how did I forget this? Then there was the video that Natasha referenced yesterday, that used part of my video to make it, and then commented under and guys, this is sick. So I'm not. Don't do this. It's gross. The one that was the Natasha's dead aunt one, and then they left a comment under my video saying that, like, they hoped I liked it, and that I should be honored that they did it. And I was like, no. Like, I would never have anything to do with that. And I know that most people know that, but there were some people who recognized, because it's the thumbnail of one of the videos that I made, is the picture that they used. And, there were people that recognized it. And, I got some really awful emails. I'll read the one that I kind of want to frame. So if this is you, the title of it is "You're Sick," not spelled with the correct "your," by the way. So it says, "Get some help for the sake of humanity. You are an example of what is wrong in the world, and you will have God to answer to. Keep that in mind. How dare you mock the death of Natasha's aunt? Has she not been through enough? I know you had a part to play. I saw that exact picture as a thumbnail in your hate videos. You and your boyfriend are sick in the brain and making videos like this. Please go to your local mental institution and tell them the Lord Jesus Christ sent you, because that is who you need to be worried about. Shame on you. You are disgusting. Get help immediately." So I had to address it. So I made a community post. It's like more like a community novel, right, Sagacious Angel? I was like, I kind of want to frame that one. Like, good Lord. And there, a lot of that is in caps. Not all of it, but a lot of it. That was probably the worst one. There was one person that said that if I was behind it, they would have more respect for me, which is also sick and disgusting. So, but that's why I felt like I had to address it yesterday, guys. Now, I did write it on the thing that Natasha posted. Natasha claims that she never thought I had anything to do with it, but I still thought I had to clarify, because obviously there were people who are supporters of her who recognize my because it, like this, like I said, the picture was my thumbnail, like the ones with the turtles. I made that. So, Jean, it is no longer up. It was really sick. There was a video that somebody who named their channel Natasha's Dead Aunt had put, and it was like, what they claimed it was in the comment was like a eulogy video, but it was sick. It was disgusting. And it was a male voice that was doing it. So I guess that's where the "me and my boyfriend" comes from. I was like, who? Like, and hey, Katie Kisses. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. And oh, hey, #shy. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But yeah, they made a channel with that name and then posted. It was like a voiceover. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I just turned it on for a second, and I was like, that's disgusting. Like, you don't have to like somebody, guys, but why would you take it to that level? That's really gross. And I know that we've all had a conversation once or twice about, whether some stuff like that there's like fabricated outrage. Guys, I don't think this is one of those things. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I know a lot of people are gonna argue, but I've done some digging on this since because I don't like being implicated for something that I didn't do. So I I don't think Natasha had any knowledge of this herself. I don't think that she had anything to do with this video herself. Um, I don't, guys. I don't. So all of my information that I have thus far points elsewhere. So, I know that everybody's going to jump on it and be like, "Well, she probably put it out herself." I disagree with you on this particular issue. I don't believe that Natasha had any idea about this. So, but the thing is that comment that was it was under the condolence video that I under the what was it? The condolence video that I made is where they commented that. And from what the comment looked like, it looked like, I was supposed to enjoy this video. And that comment was up. Yeah, they used my thumbnail. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. So, and people recognized it. So they were like, I wonder who could have had, like who would have done that, that wasn't, who am I? So yeah, it was really gross. And I had to address that. I did, because I don't like being implicated in things like that. Yep. It's down now. Because yes, I reported it, guys. I did. I reported it. And I got an email that I don't think very rarely do I report things on here, but I was like, no. Yeah, I agree, Liberty Farmer. And that, this isn't the only thing that's been happening either. And I want to know why. What have I done? What have I done that, I think maybe it's because they want to like reel me into something or see me go off on somebody. And, I don't know, like, I just, that's not the game I want to play. I'm not on here to play games with other adults. I'm on here to, have my voice and my channel and talk about things that interest me and that everybody, wants to talk. If people want to show up, they're going to show up. If they don't, they don't. And I want to do a mix of things. Hi, Tick Turtle Gum. Happy Valentine's Day. So yeah, Gene, it was bad. It was really bad. It was really inappropriate, and obviously, like, I'm not Natasha's biggest fan either. So, if people want to have like conspiracy theories about that, like, go ahead. They're just like, wasting time thinking about things that aren't real. So, I think I've been very clear about that. Me taking a step back from the drama with that for now has nothing to do with me befriending anybody or anything like that. I'm just, for me purpose, like, I'm I couldn't do that. I'm going to offer condolences. That's just who I am. That's just me sticking to what I value. I would do it for anybody. So yeah, Rose Kenny, that's right. Right. Because it was horrible. It was horrible. Like, you don't have to like the woman. It was really bad. I don't think so, Tick Turtle Gum. I didn't. I have not modded anybody else. So I don't know why it would appear that way. Or else somebody else is able to. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, so I was just like, I was kind of disgusted by that. And then it's just little things like that. And I'm a human being, and I've been in this community for a while. So there are people on here who have seen me at not my best. There definitely have. I know people have seen me at not my best, but I'm not coming up here pretending to be anything else. I'm just being myself. Like, this is genuinely who I am. Now, I've been open about the fact that I do have a temper. I do have a temper. And sometimes if I get caught up in things, or if I get pushed too far, Tick Turtle Gum, if I remember what happened, let's be nice. Let's not bring stuff like that in here. Okay, please. If I remember correctly, I was like half awake listening. I don't know if there was something going on between you two last night, but I feel like there might have been. So yeah, not here, please. Like, I have, neither of you have ever been disrespectful in my chat. Okay. Yeah, I thought you guys were at least talking about something. Yeah, I was literally half asleep. And I was kind of like, I couldn't sleep last night for some reason. Yeah, I like Gladys. So I don't, You're not. I've never been a mod, guys. I've never been a mod. Not that I haven't been offered wrenches. I have. I always am like afraid I'm going to suck at it. But I know you don't, Gladys. I know you don't. I know you don't. And Tick Turtle is usually very, very respectful when they're in here too. So, you know, I appreciate people being respectful when they come into my chat, because that's the atmosphere that I'm trying to do. And that's why I'm here. But, you know, I'm not trying to present myself as anything that I'm not. Oh my God, my dogs are going to start being really awful now. Of course they are. But, you know, and I feel like people have gotten to know me. So there are people that knew me before on here, and they've seen me in other chats, and they've seen me, you know, get caught up in things. I'm a human being, you know, so just because, you know, I think it would be even more deceitful and sneaky if I, you know, wasn't myself on here. If I wasn't like, you know, if I was just, you know, having this, you know, I'm up on a pedestal and apparently better than everybody else, which is ridiculous. You know, trying to, you know, pretend that I don't participate. I do. I've been honest about that from day one. Anybody who's known me on here knows that I like myself some drama sometimes. I do. Don't we all? I really shouldn't be having an energy drink this late. I didn't realize it was that late. I probably won't sleep again tonight. Good job, Emma. Good job. But yeah, like, I don't know what the purpose is, but there literally have been things going on lately that, you know, I'm being like implicated in and stuff, and I don't get it. Like, what's your end game? Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to like come on here and yell and scream and embarrass myself? Like, because that's not going to happen. You know, it's like the more you push me, or you think that you're going to try to get me off of here, which I don't even understand why anybody would want to. Have I been mean really to anybody else? I call out behaviors. If those behaviors resonate with you, there's a reason. You know, that's not my fault. I haven't mentioned any names. So I don't understand what that would be about, because yeah, you know, I think a lot of the behaviors I've pointed out, you see a lot of places. So it isn't just on one thing. Yeah, that's right, Jean. And there's never a downside to being kind. So that's how I live my life. I have spent the last 4 years literally working on myself to get myself to a good place where, you know, I know where I figured out who I am. And that's good, Judy. But I mean, I'm going to be the first to tell you I have. More so in the past. Yeah, people want me. Right, Liberty. Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. And I just think it's interesting timing as to, you know, just because I don't speak on things doesn't mean I don't know things, guys. So, you know, I'm seeing how some things play out right now. I am. But I'm really tired of people being shamed for being nice. Like, why are we kind shaming? Can we make that a phrase now? Kind shaming? Because that's really disgusting to shame somebody for being kind. I don't know. I've definitely not what I want to surround myself with, but you know, that's just me. And like, I get it, guys. I get it. Like, there are a lot of people that don't like Natasha. I understand that. And you know, I also feel that Natasha can be manipulative. Personally, from what I have seen, that is my opinion. Now, I'm also not discrediting anybody else's experiences with any creator on here. You know, if you've had that experience, then I'm not going to discredit you. Hashtag shy. I'm glad. Good to see you here. I don't know if I said hello to you, but I always enjoy having you in chat. Yeah. You know, Gina, that's the thing. I feel like I'm not, like, who am I a threat to, guys? Like, I have a small channel. Like, I'm not competing with anybody else here. Like, I don't know. You know, honestly, if I did drama, I'd probably grow my channel really fast. So, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, kindness seems to be a weakness this day. Right. Don't you dare take my kindness for weakness, guys. Like, let me tell you right now, I'm not. And I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not going to like play games with people. I'm going to talk about things because I can, and because this is my channel and my platform. But, you know, it doesn't bother me to the point where I'm like, you know, thinking about getting off of YouTube. None of the emails are going to make me do that. You can call me whatever you want in the book, because at the end of the day, I know what I've done. I know what I haven't done. And, you know, I think, I think people have a good sense of who I am, and if they buy into things that they're hearing and they believe it, then hi Froggy, happy Valentine's Day to you too. Hi channels to watch. If somebody buys into that, then like that's on them. I mean, I'm if you see something, you know what I mean, guys. So like if I'm doing something in particular, I mean, please, by all means, you guys can call me out. I please, I'm waiting. Like, but instead it's like, I don't know the purpose though. Like there have been a lot of creators that have been kind. Now I don't know what's going on. Guys, I want to be very clear. I don't talk to I don't talk to any other creators outside of here for the most really at all, actually. I talked to a couple subs outside of here. But probably 3. So I'm not behind the scenes privy to what anybody else is doing. So I can only speak for myself. That's yeah, Lufa. I took the day off. I took a couple days off lately, and it's like that's when they like to try and come in on me, and it's it's kind of bizarre. I'm like, oh, all right, I see what's going on here. Yeah, it's just it's nuts, but yeah, and I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of that. I don't know why we have to be that way. I don't get that, but I really don't talk to a lot of people. Like I don't. I can count on my hand. It might be four at this point. All right, I forgot about one of them. But I don't talk to other creators. I think that there's like maybe one other person who has a channel, but this person has a channel and it's not even in this community. Like they do channels, they come in here and hang out, but they're not doing channels here. So actually, that's right. Okay, I was trying to put my finger on. I just recently subscribed to somebody. I'm like, who is that? It was them. Okay. Yeah, it gets redundant. And it's like at this point, it's just the same names over and over again. At least like, about a year ago. Hey, Golden. It used to be like, different names once in a while. And like, the drama would kind of die out after, I don't know, like what, a week or two. And it would kind of die out. And then things would kind of go back to normal, and that's the way it should be. Like we can do drama. I like drama. That's why I'm here. Like, but I'm not here to, yeah, you know what, Lufa? I think that's a good way to do things. I actually probably should start because my schoolwork needs to come first of all. And it doesn't affect me mentally. It just is exhausting, if that makes sense. I'm not going to get angry or upset about things. Like sometimes I'll feel a certain way, but I'm not going to like, but then again, I don't have some of the stuff directed at me directly anyway, that other people do. So, I mean, I can understand why I can see a lot of sides of it, but right. It's true. There's a lot of people on here. Like, I can't speak for what other creators are doing on here. Now, if other creators are, secretly befriending Natasha Cooper and, whatever that's about, if they're doing that, I have no knowledge of it. It is froggy. It is exhausting. And I am also tired of it. And that's why I'm trying to do here. Like, I'm just going to keep plugging along. I'm going to do my channel. I'm going to do a mix of, commentary on what's going on in the community. But I'm not going to take it over the top. I'm not going to yell and scream. I'm not going to bash anybody. In fact, I'm really going to try not to speak ill of anybody. However, I'm a human being and sometimes it's going to happen. And I can't always, make everybody happy. And some people might think something is mean that I don't, and vice versa. But, yeah, well, that's true, Lufa. That is true. And I get that. I just think for me, it's just more mentally exhausting. I try to be rational. That's right. I do. And that's how I try to come on here. Like, if I came on here and I was like, there would be times that I have seen things that have really pushed a button at me. But I'm not going to come on here when I'm like really like mad. I vent. And there are people who speak to me outside of here. Like, I just have to get it out of my system and then I'll come on and I'll speak about it calmly because that's how I function. I do. I have a temper, but I get over it real quickly. And I'm not going to bring it on here because I don't want it to be, I have family that watches me. I don't want them seeing me, being ridiculous. But that's the thing. Like, if anybody was to contact like my family, like, please do not, because that's really invasive of privacy. But, my parents know who I am and they know who I'm not too. So, if somebody was like, Emma is like bullying somebody on the internet, they would probably be like, you have the wrong person. Our daughter doesn't behave that way, and they watch me, so they know what I do. Giving criticism is part of being a creator. That's right, Froggy. I really should not be drinking this energy drink. I really shouldn't. But that's true. I'm part of this community. I've been a sub in this community for almost a year now. So, as a member of this community, I like to talk about what I'm seeing, because if you try to talk to anybody in your life about it, they look at you like you're crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? Because they don't know, they don't see it. So, what I wanted a place where people can come and talk. And oh no, I don't know what Gladys, nothing that you said was, I didn't think twice about anything that you said, so it's okay. I don't know. I don't even know what you're apologizing for. You don't need to. Not at all. But yeah, taking criticism as being part of it, right? But there's taking it too far. That's where it's going at this point. Like, I know that I'm up here is going to put me, with a target on my back, to come at me in ways that are maybe lower than I would go at somebody else or whatever. And I get that. Like, that's part of being up here. Like, if you're going to come on here and talk publicly, you are opening yourself up to criticism. And that's just how it is. But when I'm hearing people behaving a certain way, and like they literally are talking about themselves, I'm just like, there's like a complete lacking of self-awareness that I just find fascinating. And and everybody gets all angry, and nobody, but it's everywhere too, guys. Like, it's everywhere. Like, just own it. Just own it. People, if you behave a certain way, you got to own it. I mean, guys, like, there are screenshots and screen recordings of everything, right? So, I mean, might as well own it. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, if you criticize me, am I going to be mad about it? I might be a little mad about it, but that's how you grow as a channel, as a creator, as a person. So I'll get over that real quickly. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to come on here and drag somebody or bash somebody or shame somebody for criticizing me. That's not what's going to get you talked about on my channel. I probably won't even mention it. Because, and it doesn't mean, like, I want to be very clear though. It doesn't mean that just because you criticize or like it doesn't always mean that I'm going to change my behavior. There have been some things I've been called out for, and I have changed my behavior. But if, I'll take a look at it. I'll definitely hear you out. But, if ultimately I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong, then, we're just going to have to agree to disagree on it. But there's been some things I've been called out for, a few things. I was called out for, a few things that I've actually, I've really taken to heart, and I've decided I want to do better with. And some of these people don't even know it. It's a lot of like the comments I get on my videos that are, not so nice, but I open myself up for that, right? If I'm going to post a video about a creator, they're a creator, every creator has their supporters. And the minute you do that, then you're opening yourself up to that as well. So I knew that to begin with. I actually had to sit down and think long and hard about whether this was something I wanted to invite into my life. And I decided that, like, ultimately, if I can do it, I can handle this. So it's not going to bother me. It's exhausting and it's annoying, but I'm not going to let this consume my life. I don't have a whole lot of, skeletons in my closet, not ones that I would be uncomfortable discussing on here. I just shouldn't have to discuss them on here because that's my personal life and not, appropriate. And we're all human beings and we're not all perfect. What matters is how you grow from a situation. So I think we all have skeletons in our closet by that regard. So I don't like that behavior either that people do to each other. I'm happy to have you here, Jean. I'm glad you like it. I try to do things a little bit differently, which is kind of my thing. Just because, yeah, right. I always like having you in here. #shy. You and Golden have really good insight into things. That's right. Others think it's a chance, and actually, it's interesting you say it that way because I actually found myself using that as something. I'm like, oh, I'm just waiting. Somebody use my name. That's an invitation for me to talk. And, but it shouldn't have to be. Like, if somebody has an opinion on me, I should hear it out. I should I should, kind of take a look, because a lot of the time, you have like, if you have a lot of different, a lot of different, like, people telling you that there's something going on and that something's wrong and they're feeling a certain way. Like, I don't think it's healthy to disregard that. If you have enough people that are saying that something's going on that's, toxic or, problematic, at what point do you take a step back and you think to yourself, like, why are these things happening to me? And, do I play a part in it? And can I change things about it? But people don't want to do that for some reason. So, because like, I think there's a famous quote, and I really should put it up. I have on my desk. It's really cool. I got it from IKEA, and there's like the back part of it is a whiteboard, so I draw and doodle all over it. And I don't have. I should write notes for myself so I can talk about them. But there was a quote. It's like, that many people can't have that. This, like, a lot of people can't have the same nightmare. So if enough people are telling you that something happened, like, there's got to be some truth to it, right? Is it 100% truth? Probably not. And I found a quote the other day too. It says, there's one side of the story. There's like one side of the story. There's the truth, and then there's screenshots. I'm like, ain't that the truth? But screenshots can be taken out of context, guys. I'm seeing it so often. So often. There are people that'll clone you. I was cloned. I didn't actually even address that with you guys. I didn't even want to mention it. I was cloned a couple days ago. And, whatever. So if you see somebody and they're not acting like themselves, I'm owning what I did last night. I'm not going to come on here and say I was cloned last night. I wasn't. But I have been. And I forgot to even tell you that, Liberty. I don't know why. Maybe I did. I don't know. Because usually I'm like, I talk to, you're my mod, so I talk to you. Let's see. Yeah, criticism isn't always negative, but people take it that way, Froggy. That's the thing. But yeah, like people are taking screenshots. They're cloning people, and then they're going, yes, that's happened. That's what happened to me, Gladys. And they're going into chats of a creator that's talking about a specific person, and they're writing something, and then they're taking screenshots of it, and then, showing people that, when it wasn't me. I was sleeping when a lot of this happened. It was not me. Or they go in and talk about other people in chats that, was not me. And, and then I wake up to it. There are people being like, why would you say that? Why would you say that about me? Or like, and I'm like, I've never said anything about you. Yeah, so it's nuts. And then you have people that'll go just to get that screenshot or that screen grab, and they make it look really convincing too. I don't actually know quite well. I mean, I could probably figure out how they do it, but it's nuts. It's nuts. Hey, Lindsay. No, channels to watch last night. Last night, what happened was, and this is probably going to be one of the only times that I talk about it, but there was a creator who we all know, and we all know Mrs. Portland. So she had posted, I don't subscribe to her. But she's been coming up in my suggested. So there was a video, I happened to click on it because like she had her name changed to something. So I didn't realize it was her. And she made some really, really, really really concerning comments in her video that, as somebody who, has worked in the mental health field, really, really, really tore at my heartstrings. And, she was saying some really, really concerning things. And, I've always tried to stay out of that topic. I have always tried to stand up for her. And, it's just when you try to help somebody and you're basically told to go kick rocks, and then you're seeing, all they want to do is put their Cash App and their PayPal and their community tab. I don't know. It didn't sit right with me. And I kind of had it at that point. So I did. I said, I was in a chat and I did say some things that could be construed as mean. And I'll tell you exactly what I said too. There were a couple other things. I was just, writing in all caps, and I just wrote, I hope you all are having a terrible evening. So, I guess that could be construed as, but I'm owning it though. I'm owning it. Like, I wasn't cloned. That was me. So that's where I'm going to leave that there. But the thing is that I guess I'm, like I said, guys, I'm going to start featuring people's emails that are just so much fun. People were saying that I'm like presenting myself in a way that I'm not actually nice, and I'm faking it for, to build I don't know. It was silly things. I didn't even read a whole thing. It was actually quite long, with the screenshot attached. So, why would I say that though? I said that, Jean, because I had been, when you try to help somebody and they kind of like are mean to you back, you know what I mean? Like I'm a human being. So if somebody is, mean to me or pushes me past that point, I would, I'll say something like that. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's pretty much all I said. I just, was writing in all caps and stuff. But, she blocked me. So clearly something I said was upsetting to her. And, that's the last thing I want to do is upset anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. But, sometimes it happens. Sometimes people get caught up in stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that. I literally have gone to bat for her so many times. So, I mean, I don't like people making nasty videos about her. I don't like that. I've never liked that. I don't think that's appropriate, but yeah, at the same time, you can't be mean to everybody all the time and then wonder why sometimes you get that back. And I'm probably the nicest. I'm not, but apparently somebody thought it was mean. So here we are. So I'm addressing it. I'm owning it. I'm going to move on from that. And I'm going to try to do better. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. And I've never said anything about it because, oh, okay, Jean. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't right, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. She should, Liberty, because she knows how to do stuff like that. Like I feel like sometimes particular communities don't bring out the best. And I do feel like a lot of the time people enable stuff even without realizing it, is what I said. Is that, they think that they're helping because, they care. And there's some really nice people in this community. So, but I feel like a lot of the time it gets taken advantage of. And I saw a little bit of that last night. And, I think I've been very open about the fact that that is literally why I'm here, is because I'm calling out behaviors like that. I've said it time and time again. I'm tired of subscribers getting manipulated. So enabling is not helping. Exactly, Liberty. And people had tried to tell me about this. I either didn't want to see it or, I was like, no, I'm not. But, last night after what was said, I couldn't not say something. So, but apparently it wasn't welcome. So, I was called a hater for trying to help. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, and I'm allowed to like go in and joke about things too, guys. Like everybody, that's what I'm saying. It's like people that go up or like are in chats day after day after day that are like, bashing people, that are the first to point their finger at somebody who, when they do one thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Lindsay, yeah, I guess you can't please everybody, right? Like, I guess you can't. So yeah, and emotions. Yeah, right. Like, it was kind of crazy, but yeah, yes. Where's Kenny? Yes. I actually have a video about just that topic, that I will be releasing quite soon. That I just recently, there were some recent events that gave me some new material I need to add to it. So it might be one of my longest videos ever, actually. But it's coming. It's definitely coming. Just that I had new material presented this week that I really just needed to include in it. But I feel like, people are really quick to judge on here. There's a difference between bashing somebody and, maybe talking about them casually and maybe like, I don't know, like poking fun a little bit. Like I had some people who had an issue about me talking about, there was somebody who was upset that I was saying anything about her buying subs. So, I mean, but I'm not going to apologize for that because I think that that's a really interesting topic that, I think a lot of people were really interested in what they found out afterwards because that was a whole rabbit hole in itself. But yeah, religion and politics, the two most controversial things that you could possibly talk about on the internet or anywhere. And those are actually the two things that I was raised never to ask people about ever. were those two things, religion and politics. My mom would always tell me, you don't ask that. Or how much somebody makes. That was the other one. So I've always had that in the back of my mind, but it seems like, everything's fair game on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm still drinking this energy drink. I should not be doing it. The prices on the website make you wonder how many creators buy subs. I agree. She did, right? No, DeLorean, that's exactly right. But because I went and looked into it, because like I had said in my last live, I figured it was bots, and buying bots is like really like, if you're looking at a business venture, there's a lot more risk to that I don't think I would go with that, because there's a lot of variables that could, on the one hand, it might work. On the other hand, YouTube's pretty good about that. But I didn't realize you could actually it's like rent a sub or buy a sub. I didn't realize you could buy like real people to interact. And there was different tiers of interactions that you could pay, like different quality subs. Oh, it's very against terms of service, Gladys. Yes, it is. But here's the thing. If it's real accounts and real people, I'm not really sure how YouTube would pick up on that. And yeah, you can, Kenny. Yes, you can. And it is against YouTube's terms of service, period. And it shouldn't be allowed. I think it's cheating. And I was kind of looking into the reasons why somebody would do that. And I found a lot of really interesting things, and it makes sense. And it's not just to get monetized all the time. I mean, obviously there are going to be people that do it for that reason, but yeah. Well, I think it's Liberty. I've been doing some digging, and it's more because of the amount of business that they get. It's not just based on, I think that you're right. What I'm trying to say is I think it is very, very common, and that's where they get their money. It's not necessarily like that person who buys it, who's paying the people directly. I think it's just there are so many people paying into this that it's profitable. So. And I think it's very true, because the way they market it, there's a couple. Where's Kenny? The way they market it is that, if you're on YouTube and you're looking for something that looks legit, what video are you going to click on? Are you going to click on a video that has, 20,000 views, or one that has, a couple hundred, or are you going to take a channel serious? What channel are you going to take more seriously? Are you going to take the channel that has, like 500,000 subscribers, or the one that has 5,000? Like, it plays into what videos you click on. And I think that way too. So yeah, that's it, Miss Tina. You got it. That is. You can also, there are also programs apparently that will like forcibly subscribe people. And I did confirm this, and I've had suspicions for a while, because sometimes I go on to my, my subscriptions to kind of like, clear it out, because I'm getting too many things that I don't care about anymore. So I was going through it, and a couple times I've gone in, and there were channels that I would have never subscribed to ever. Like, they are not topics I like. They are not like anything I would ever have any interest in. And I was somehow subscribed to them, and nobody else has access to my account. So, and nobody in my household would be interested in like, family blogging, or what was some of the other ones? There was like a men's bodybuilding one. There was like somebody who like travels around in his boat. Like, I was like, never in my entire life have I ever subscribed to these people, but yet somehow I have to manually unsubscribe. So, there's some weird stuff that goes on over here. And I mean, obviously, I think we all know if you put enough money into something, you can make it. And it sucks. It sucks because it kind of takes away all the work that people who grow their channels organically put in. But I guess if you're comfortable cheating, and you're comfortable like stepping over everybody else for a price, then I guess it is what it is. But I do think that it happens quite often. I really, really do. Yeah, you too. Where's Kenny? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that, yeah. And I confirmed, I forget what it was. I found something that would do that, like forcibly subscribe people. And I was like, oh my God, that totally happened. It shouldn't be allowed. Like, none of this should be allowed. And YouTube has to know that it happens. I know they know about the bots, and they're actually pretty good about bots. They're really good at, getting rid of them the minute. Because, like when, I don't know if anybody else here, I was on Instagram. That's where I had a big platform. And, I would notice my subscriber count would fluctuate. And a lot of it was because, have you ever had like a random account that was kind of, had no posts and some like weird name that just subscribes to you out of the blue? That happens on YouTube as well. So, YouTube will go in and clear that out actually daily, if not multiple times daily. So, yeah, right. Yeah, Miss Tina, I should start doing some of that. Doesn't YouTube want? Yeah, that's true, Liberty. Look at you thinking objectively. I didn't even think of that. You are probably spot on. They don't even enforce their own terms of service. So they don't. And here's the reason why they don't. Because if they crack down on some one person, they have to crack down on their cash cows. And they don't want to they don't want to do that because those people make them good money. Drama is like, actually, I think other than gaming, is like one of the top money makers on here. So unfortunately, if they're gonna make, some of these things illegal, but legally it's manipulative. I don't like it. Yeah. Right, Cheryl. That's right. That's right. Because I was weirded out. I was like, why are people not on topic? But the danger with that though, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. But that's funny. Well, it is Valentine's Day. Maybe there's some stuff going on, modeling. But I don't know, guys. Like, it's nuts. Oh, I always forget to do things because I'm on here, and I completely forgot to do this one thing. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Elevator music. Cue elevator music. Oh, I want Girl Scout cookies. Yes, I do. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I have to text somebody. I just want to make sure I get certain snacks. I want snacks. Hey, Man Extreme. Okay. I never really left. Yeah, David Dobrik, James Charles. Exactly. That's right, Gene. And Onision as well is another one. I think that they've like permanently demonetized him, but that was the last I've heard of it. That was a whole thing. I actually was very not close to that, but like I've spoken to some people like involved in all of that going on a couple summers ago, like summer 2020, but for a different reason. I might talk about that sometime later. It's just I don't know. It's not my story to tell, I guess. But let's see. Yeah, there's some weird stuff that goes on here, and I feel like a lot of subs kind of they speculate and like they kind of think something's going on, but I really didn't know about like I knew you could buy bots, but I had no idea you could buy like it blew my mind. It blew my mind what people will do to legitimize themselves. Like that makes me even more hesitant as somebody who I go to school for marketing. Like this business, this is what I do. And it's like, when it says Amazon's Choice, it's not Amazon's Choice, guys. It's a company like gave them a bunch of money to feature them as that. And it's bad. It's bad, guys. You can't trust anything on here. I don't trust anything. Like I read reviews, but then I'm like, then I found out that, you can purchase reviews and, I should have known that. But then I'm like, oh, well, I don't trust this either because, I want to buy this skincare item and it's getting really great reviews. But, come to find out that the company paid for that. So, yeah, it's not. So, yeah, I don't know, Manic. I mean, maybe it's I don't know how you get hired to do these. That's right. I think I missed that, Miss Tina, because that's actually why I didn't see that. I've been told that it was up though. And I would be really skeptical of a lot of these sites too. I would be very, very careful with what sites that you go on for that. I'm very careful with where I put my financial information anyways. So yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah, I would never do that. I mean, because the sites can look really legit and they're not really legit. They're not at all. And, I feel like, oh, yeah. That's right, Miss Tina. Because if you don't look at it immediately, it's like, it's gone. Amazon ruined it. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's how it should be, though. I mean, as somebody, for marketing, when you're starting up a business or you're starting a new product, I mean, it's just the smart thing to do to encourage people to leave a review, good or bad. I mean, but if you can stand behind your product, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be good. So I think a smart move would be to, when you send out the item, to put a little, like, a fun, something that catches the customer's attention. That basically says, hey, let us know what you think, leave a review, and here's a coupon for doing that. So I think that's a great way to kind of get people in. But, because usually people just go and leave reviews if they want to complain. But, I've seen that. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that, it's a way to get people to try your items. But at the same time, if you should be allowed to leave a review one way or another. And I think a lot of reviews end up getting deleted. So unfortunately, people don't get like a good sense of everything. So yeah, let's see. Oh, you went to the site, Liberty? Yeah. 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 So yeah, there's just some weird stuff going on here. And I just want everybody to be able to do their own thing. Like, I don't want to just talk about people on my channel. Like, I want to, oh, Cheryl, that would not at all surprise me. I was never a watch. I couldn't, like, I tried. That was one of the first channels that, came to my YouTube when I was starting to like venture towards Watts Island. And I couldn't, I didn't care for it. So I never got into that. So, but I mean, I've been able to see everything that goes on now. And I'm just like, oh my sweet Lord, what people are like attracted to this island. Like, oh, it's nuts. But yeah, well, yeah. Oddly enough, like when I look at my analytics, I do have a very small, but it's there, people under the age of 18 that apparently watch me. So I don't know where they're coming from, but I guess I have that too, but it's not a large enough percentage for me to censor myself, if that makes sense. And I think it's family. So I don't know. But yeah, like I want to do my own thing. There, like I said at the beginning, there's some cases that I really, really want to deep dive into. I like interacting with the people in my community. I use this as kind of a social time for myself. I certainly don't get out much these days. And, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy talking to you guys. I don't just come on here to like hear myself talk. I like to interact with you guys. That's part of why I do it. So I want to talk about those kinds of things. And I want to, I don't know. I have a couple of like topics that I'm definitely going to go into. And I mean, it's part like, navigation, like guide to, another thing I wanted to do is because I did have a large following on Instagram. I mean, I had almost 129,000 on Instagram, and that was just Instagram. I had a YouTube channel, I had a Facebook, I had a Discord, and I had several thousand on those as well. So, I've seen kind of the ins and outs of what happens on social media, and I had no idea that this stuff happened. So it was eye-opening for me, and I want subs to know those, like, and I do marketing for, business marketing. Like, basically it's, the art of manipulating without, losing your integrity, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I want people to know what's going on. I want people to have their eyes open. I want people, hey, Ecto. I want people to be able to, make informed decisions with what and know what they're seeing, because there's usually a reason behind what you're seeing, and I see it, but somebody who hasn't maybe wouldn't. And I'm tired of people getting manipulated. I'm tired of people getting their kindness taken advantage of. I'm really sick of it. So yeah. Oh my God, Miss Tina, you and I, yes, that's right. Yep. Me neither. I don't think I ever went into a chat until I might have gone in like one chat, but I hadn't been in many chats like until like I started going into it took months. I think I went into my first chat over the summer, but I wasn't a regular until the Gabby Petito case. But I love alien documentaries too. Like that was what I was going on there for, was for like, the top fives and like documentaries. Like I like documentary style, so I have the utmost respect for people who do that though, because let me tell you, even a 2-minute video takes me like 2 hours to make. So those must take, I don't even want to know how long. But I was on here for like weird, true, and like creepy stuff. And YouTube used to be way less censoring. So a lot of that content, or the channel has like grown so much that they have so many sponsors that they can no longer cover topics that they wanted to, but they're making money. I can't judge people for that. I can't judge people for that because if everybody wants to make money, if you want to grow your online presence, it's a business. I get it. But you're gonna have people that say you sold out. And I'm not gonna say I'm not disappointed, but my example of that is like one of the first YouTube channels I ever subscribed to was a channel called Top Fives, and I really liked that. This is like in 2016 was when I started watching that, and I really liked their content. It was good. And lately, I don't even bother to watch the new videos because they're just, a lot of it's redundant, and I can tell they're running out of ideas because a lot of it is fan submitted, which there's nothing wrong with that. But live streams were only on Facebook. I didn't even know they were on Facebook. I never spent a lot of time on the internet. Lovers are much cuter than fighters. That's right. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well, Curious Rose. And that's really what I am at my core, guys. Like, I'm not always the nicest person. Like, I can be a prickly porcupine. I can. But I try not to be. And I'll own it if I am. But like I said, guys, I was cloned. So, if you've seen something and it seems out of character for me, ask me about it if you're gonna if you're concerned, or tell me, because I'll tell you if it was me. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. But I was cloned a few days ago, which that was my first for that, as far as I know. So I was like, are you serious? Like that, what that's for? It's just so they can take a screenshot and it looks just like you. So, it's a screenshot. So good luck digging on who it is. Like nobody's going to ask you for proof about clicking on the channel. Nobody's going to ask you for any of that. All they care about is that screenshot. And once they get it, that's going to be held, they hold that close. Lives on Instagram. I used to do lives on Instagram, Miss Tina. That was like my first experience with it. But it was never like interactive. It was more like content. Like, I ran a giant fandom, which, I just happened to get on Instagram when, the algorithm was really, 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 sweet to be able to grow on. I could never do it again, but I basically like created a fandom while I was recovering from, spine surgery, and I blew up. And then I ended up getting hired by the band, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because for one, it's cool to, be noticed by an internationally touring band that sells out, Foxborough Stadium and, Madison Square Garden and things like that. Like, that's really neat. But, because they didn't have anybody in the US working on that stuff. So, it was kind of neat, but to be onboarded onto that. But it also put a lot of rules and regulations and what I can and can't do. And I really didn't care for that part of it, but I did. I got taken down due to behind the scenes stuff. I've told my story a few times. So, I'm not a stranger to what people do on here for stupid reasons. So I'm not going anywhere. Like, you're not going to find something that if people can't get rid of some other people, you're not going to get rid of me. So I'm not breaking any terms of service. I don't do that. I'm not doing anything like that. So, but that was what I would do, is like, because I was, given, there was a tour that was going on in the US, just a couple dates, but I went to them all. And, I was streaming concert. I had like permission to do 2 songs, because you can't do the whole thing. They didn't like that. So I was able to do 2 songs, and there we go. Well, that's actually not a small feat there, Monolin. Like that's quite a large number, actually. That's respectable, especially if you've done that recently. Their algorithm is a pain in the... YouTube is hard. Yes. Oh my God. I'm glad somebody else noticed that, because like Instagram is a completely different beast. Like, people will come on here and they're like, well, why is your channel so small? If I had that, I'm like, you know what, guys, like, first of all, I'm not going to justify it for anybody. Oh, is there, Miss Tina? I'm not watching anybody else. So if there is, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm sure I'll catch up. But yeah, with YouTube, it's completely different. And that's why I was always like, you know, if I'm ever in a position where I can help somebody else out, I will. That's, but there's it's, you can't do stuff just by yourself here. You got to collaborate, you got to interact, there's a lot more to it. And I had never done YouTube. So, for me, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So, and I bought some books to figure it out. I'm not going to lie. I want to build this correctly. I don't want to build a channel that's, not going to last. And that's why I said I'm building this carefully. And because when all this, like, the dust settles, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to still be here. I have a mission to be on here. So, I mean, I have, the topic that's close to me is exposing the troubled teen industry and the abuse. It's basically child abuse for profit, and sharing my story because I would like to share my story before it's shared for me. And you guys will all see what that means not that long. So, I'm okay with, and, and Lindsay, sometimes, but that's the thing. I'm not a risk. Not that I'm saying you're risky. I talk in business terms. I'm so sorry. People like think it's like me, for me, I weigh risks. So, right. But that, sometimes that works out, Lindsay. Sometimes it works out. So, oh, really? It's batshit crazy? Huh. Interesting. Well, let me take a peek. Yeah, I'm literally, I haven't looked. Let's see. Oh, well, I see I'm on here, of course. Maybe I don't follow people that are like losing their minds. I'm not seeing anything. Am I like looking at the wrong thing, guys? Like, I'm not seeing anything. That's what I'm trying to tell you people, though. Like, you people, that sounds rude. I don't like that. I'm not gonna say that. You guys, I'm not saying that. That didn't sound good at all. I didn't like that. But yeah, I literally don't subscribe to 90% of like problematic people. So I don't see everything. And I've always said, though, like, to speak on people, you need to see it for with your own eyes. And I do watch the people that I need to, but or else there's something that I'm missing or I've been blocked. I have no idea. Who is? Well, you guys don't have to mention any names. You don't have to mention any names. I'll find it. I'm kind of just scrolling through. I see some community posts, but I don't know if that's where the craziness is. I don't know. Well, people need to calm down. It's Valentine's Day, guys. Let's be nice. Why is it so hard to be nice? That's the problem, though, because people don't realize it's like a cycle. Like, you can't be mean to somebody day in and day out and expect them not to, fire back at you at some point. Like, that's not reasonable. Because nobody's perfect. We're human beings. And if you push and push and push and push and push, you're eventually going to get a reaction. And then it's like, the meme with the, shocked Pikachu face when that person literally does something back at you. It's like, oh, the audacity of this person. How dare they do that? This person is so bad. We're going to talk about them for an hour because they, responded to me after I've been doing this for months and months and months. It makes no sense, guys. It's lunacy. It's really crazy. Have a great night, Manic, and happy Valentine's Day. I think I watched a little bit of your live earlier, so I think you said it's your anniversary. So happy anniversary to you and your husband. That's always exciting. Hopefully you guys get to do something nice. Yeah, it's like Jerry Springer. Yeah. Oh, it absolutely is. YouTube. Hey, Navigator. Yeah, right. Like, candy should, Nicole, I'm telling you though, like, maybe we need to have like a candy incentive for people. Like, I feel like people like to, behave like children. So maybe if we did like a sticker chart for good behavior, if you talk about drama only like 4 out of the, days of the week, you get your sticker and then you get a special privilege. I'm sorry, I sound ridiculous, but that's just where I go. Like, there's a right way to do drama and there's a wrong way. And like lately, I first of all, I can't keep up. And some of it is just silly. It's just silly. Especially what really bothered me. Yeah, I'm on board for candy incentives too. I love candy. I have a sweet tooth. I can say no to like salty, savory stuff, but I can't say no to sweets. I don't like Skittles or I don't like candy hearts. But if it was like chocolate or like gummy candy, then you've got me. Or I like apple pie. I love apple pie actually. So But, you know, I mean, I just like sweets. It's my downfall. It's my bad trait. I think that was a thing I saw kids were doing on, and I thought, oh no, it was, what are my red flags? And I was like, why are you posting your picture and asking people to basically roast you? Like, it was very interesting to me. Um, but you know, kids do all sorts of things, and I was like, really? Like, you're literally chatting with your friends in a group, and it says, you know, what are my red flags? And it's an invitation for people to comment about your looks and what they perceive is maybe your life. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I guess if you open yourself up to it, then, you know, it is what it is. But I don't know why anybody would want to. You know, how about like, what are my green flags? Like, what are my, you know, positive traits? How about that? That sounds like fun. Not like, you know, what are my red flags? I don't get it. Kids are kids these days. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, well, Sagacious Angel, I eat pretty healthfully. I was actually I have a very interesting life story, but I was raised vegetarian, so you know, I love salad. I like vegetables. I try to eat as well as I can. I think my problem though is that I mostly snack just because I don't know. I don't know what my problem is, honestly. I need to I should probably look at it, but I like healthy foods a lot. And I know that like I get made fun of for it too. They're like, you know, you could have that, but you want a salad. Yeah, I want a salad or, you know, a veggie burger. Like I eat meat occasionally now. I have nothing against a good cheeseburger. I mean, you know, I know not all of you have this near you, but like there's a place called Five Guys Burgers and Fries, and like I mean I could eat one of those any day of the week. But I like veggie burgers. So yeah, let's see. Go live in the tub? No way. Where's Kenny? Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, if there's people, I've always thought about that. I could go live way, way more often if I was just live while I'm like out and about doing things. So I've thought about it. But then I was like, you know what? I don't know. I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's so weird. I don't even see anybody live. Like, am I just completely completely I'm not seeing this drama people are talking about right now. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I should be grateful that I don't see any drama. Um, but yeah, guys, I think we've had a really good conversation in here today again. I feel like we've been having really good conversations. Half of it's all you guys. Like, you know, I talk about what you guys want to talk about for a lot of it, and you guys are all, yeah, you too, Sofa King. You as well. And the naked yoga community, nah, that's not a thing. Is that on YouTube? Yeah. Well, you know, let's be honest. Isn't there a show called like Naked and Afraid? And like they just blur out things. Like that's on television. So Kane's Chicken Fingers, we don't have that here. We don't have that here. But I've been watching these top fives about different like fast food places, and I've definitely been eyeing it. Like, you know, you guys need to come up north. Goat yoga? Oh, I've heard of that. I've definitely heard of that. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay. All right, Nat. I might be mad for checking that out, but I'll put it in the search bar. Well, I'll take a look. Um Lovely. Lovely. I love how YouTube is like such a wide community of people on here. And I like it. I like that. I really wish, you know, people would, you know, take a break sometimes. You know, let's calm down. Let's talk about other things. Let's do something else. But yeah, if you guys haven't hit that thumbs up, if you want to hit that thumbs up, that helps me with the video, that helps with the algorithm. It's like a really easy thing that you can do to help me out as a creator. And I'm just grateful to have you in here at all. So I thank each and every one of you. I think that the channel is starting to come together. Like I feel like people are really, really I don't know. I feel like people enjoy this channel. I feel like people enjoy what goes on here. I think we have some really great talks that, you know, don't even have to do with drama. I think a lot of the talks that we get, people really enjoy. I mean, I don't get that much of it. I mean, apparently there's drama going on. So my watcher dip is probably because of that. I'm not, but you know, I don't lose everybody when I start talking about something else, which is really, really nice. That shows me that, you know, because a couple days ago, I was almost thinking to myself, I'm like, you know, is there even like a place for a channel like mine on here? Is there, you know, what's the point? It feels like nobody wants me here. But, you know, just because I feel like everybody would prefer something a little different. But you know what? And I was thinking to myself, no, they're the people who like my channel, the people who come to my channel, they really like my channel. I've had a lot of people tell me that, you know, they like that there's a channel like mine. Not because they don't want to go into like other channels, but like sometimes they just want to break from like that format, and they want to like either talk about things without, you know, it being like this crazy over the top thing, or whatever, you know. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, I know people can get caught up in things. So, you know, if I see, I'm not gonna like, you know, I'm not gonna judge anybody if I see you in another, you know, I can't, I'm not. You know, people are allowed to go wherever they want. So I just, yeah, the notifications are weird. I don't know how to work that. I think that's a YouTube thing, but yeah, and Donnie, I don't plan on it. I don't plan on it because people can try and, you know, try and say that, you know, I'm not who I am or whatever, but that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm just, you know, a human being. I'm complex like any of us. And not all of us are like angelic all the time. I certainly am not. I have a past. Like, and I've been open about my past. I've been very open about it, actually. Um, you know, whether it be in chats or, you know, even speaking about it here. Like, I'm not trying to say that I've always been a perfect person. I haven't, but I've used those experiences to learn and to grow and to become better. And I feel like I've been doing just that. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, but you're not, you know, the only time, like, you know, I'm going to get, yeah, nobody, I don't have like enemies in real life. Like, I don't think there's really anybody who, really not many who dislike me in real life. It's usually just on here. So when I get like those emails, like, I know where it comes from. Not also because it's the email, but hey, Kellyanne. Oh, you can unclick the bell. Oh, I gotcha. Well, then click the bell, guys. Click the bell. Make it ring. But yeah, you know, I'm not hiding anything, guys. I'm whatever. You know, it's just people trying to like push my buttons to try and get a reaction, and you know, I'm not going to give that to them. I'm not, because people can see it for themselves. People can see who I am for themselves. If, you know, if you come to my channel, you've spent enough time with me. I've been on here for hour upon hour upon hour, and you know, this is just who I am. Oh, where's Kenny? I don't know what happened. I mean, I literally have not been on YouTube today. So I have not been like perusing or looking anywhere. I'm sorry that happened to you for just disagreeing. And I think that that's also something toxic that goes on, guys. Like, you know, people are allowed to have another opinion than yours. It doesn't make them wrong or a bad person. It just means that they have another opinion. And, you know, if just like you're entitled to it. And I respect people who have opinions. Like, if you have your core values and beliefs and you stick to them no matter what, I have respect for you, even if it's something that isn't right for me. That's what I was saying. Like, with my condolence to Natasha. And now the reason I did it as a video, guys, I did it as a video for a lot of reasons. First of all, and that's also being twisted, but the reason I did it as a video is first of all, I didn't want to text her. I really didn't want to open an email thing, and I don't want to do things behind the scenes. I want to be open and honest and upfront about what I'm doing. So I don't want to like, you know, offer my condolences and have it come out later that, oh my God, B+ was talking to Natasha Cooper. No, I did it because of that first, and I wanted her to see it. And that's why I did a video. I'm good at videos. I like to do those short things. So that's why I did what I did. I wanted the world to know that, you know, this is where I stand. And I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not going to change. And I'm not sorry for offering condolences. That's why I did it as a video. I just thought it was the best way to do that. That was just how I felt at the moment. Now, I didn't realize it was going to get twisted into I was just doing it for content. I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think that, like, when I go through the possibilities of what people could say about what I do, that didn't even cross my mind. I assure you it has not been helpful to me to have done it that way, but because a lot of people have opinions, and that's what I'm trying to say, though. That's where I got into that, is because, you know, if your core values and beliefs make it so you cannot do like, offer that's valid too. If you can't do that, then you're like really, really entitled to that as well. I'm not asking anybody to do as I do. I'm just asking for people to be respectful of how other people handle things. That's all. That's all. I didn't, that's how I do things. That's who I am. I would do it for anybody. I haven't been part of this community long enough or like even been a part of anybody else's channel. Like this is the first time I've kind of, as a creator anyways, experienced something like this. And I would do it for anybody. For me, it was the right thing to do. And the reason I did it publicly is because I don't want to do anything privately. I want anything that I do on YouTube to be public. I don't want to be sneaky. I want to be transparent 100%. So that was what I was going for. I just, I don't want to be like, well, secretly B+ was sending condolences. No, B+ is going to put out my thing and there it is. Judge me if you want. That's why I did it that way, not for content. Get out of here. But yes, I'm sorry. I was thinking, yeah. Well, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate, I do. I say that a lot. I listen to my lives afterwards because I like to critique myself and like improve how I'm communicating because communication is key. And I do say that every time I say, I appreciate that, but I do. So whatever. Thank you, Sofa King too. That's what I'm going for. And people don't like that for some reason. And I don't understand why. Like, guys, like I don't have a large subscriber count. Like I'm not surpassing anybody. I certainly don't have as many people in the chat as anybody. Like I don't understand why it's such a bad thing and to be criticized when because of those things. Like I don't understand it. Well, on that note, guys, on that note, I will say if you have not subscribed to my channel and you like what you hear or you want to give this a chance, we do some good stuff here. This is a good community. We welcome all people as long as people are respectful. Now, do we have controversial people that show up in the chat sometimes? Yes, we do. But I have never had any issues, really. People tend to be on their best behavior here. So it's really laid back. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, I would much appreciate it. My channel is growing, so I must be doing something right. But I don't need to blow up overnight. Like if I don't ever get to 1,000, that's fine. I just like talking to you guys. That's why I'm here. But you put it, Sofa King. You put it in there that Sofa King. You and I connect with you. I get you. That is. I think I've been open about that too. Like, I've had a difficult life. So, yeah. Right. Jean, I appreciate you saying that too. It's true. It's true though. It's true. And I am staying true to myself. So I think that that's like the one thing people think that they can get at me with is to try and make me look like something I'm not. But if you see like an example of something that I've done in the past, I'll own it and we can talk about it. Like, I'm not gonna, don't judge me too harshly for things. Like, we can address it. I'm perfectly fine addressing it. Like I said, though, I will say I was cloned this week. So, if you have an issue, email me and I will let you know. I'll be honest with you too. I'll be very honest with you if it was me or not. But I have been hearing that there was somebody pretending to be me in some chats at some really inopportune moments, saying some really not so nice stuff about people. So, if you saw that, I promise you that wasn't me. I was sleeping at this time. This was maybe like 4 days ago. But if you saw something last night, that was me. So, but, oh, you had a customer. That's like me when I was working retail. Yeah, I was. I've made it, right? Yeah, that was the first time that I've seen it. I was like, are you serious? Like, no. And it really is. It's people that'll go and they try to, I don't know if they do it because they want to have like, the perfect screenshot of something, or if it's because they want to start stuff between people, because both of those things happened. So I don't know what the point of it is. Like, go get a life. Get a life. Like, you don't want my life. I promise you that. Like, if you want to be me, I'll take a break from being me. You can have my life for a little bit. That's fine. I would love a break. I would love that. But, here we are. I think it's just yeah, I've seen it with a bunch of creators lately, actually. And I've seen it with subs as well. It's really disturbing. Um, and unfortunately, a lot of the time you can't tell. So thanks, Jean. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I try to do. Let's see. Your services are renting out. Oh, okay. Okay. That's kind of funny, Lindsay. You have a fun sense of humor. So yeah, I see that. Chicory is okay, Kellyanne. Thank you for asking. He is, I mean, he can't eat dry food anymore, so he has to eat the wet food. But and here I am. I was saying I am gonna call tomorrow to schedule his surgery because I'll figure out how to pay for it. I'll figure it out. I can't see him in pain anymore. I just can't. I'm not sure if I would be able to qualify for the care credit. And I don't like to use credit, if that makes sense. I like to be able to pay for that. That's just how I was raised. If you don't have the money for it, don't buy it. That's just how I was raised. It was like hammered into my head. I probably should just do it. But so I'm gonna schedule it. There have been some people in the community that have been really generous, and I appreciate it more than any. I have not, Kenny. But anything helps. So I'm just glad that Chicory is my kitty. I'll put a picture of him up. Hold on. I completely forgot that I can do this, and I uploaded pictures of him just for this. Which one does he look cutest in? How about this one? Let's see. Hold on. So that's Chicory. He's my kitty. And he needs some teeth removed, and he has some cavities. So yeah, I have 3 cats, Jean. And unfortunately, I put it I did. And I said that. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I guess I am a hypocrite for saying what I did. But I did. I made a GoFundMe because I had brought him to the vet for his, annual checkup, both of my cats. And they ended up telling me that he had cavities. And I had noticed that he wasn't touching the dry food, but you know how cats are. So I thought it was just because he was being picky. And I didn't think too much of it. Which one? Here we go. How about this one? Yeah, I didn't think anything of it. And they told me that. And then they gave me an estimate. And I posted a picture of the estimate on the GoFundMe, but it's almost $900. So, and I would never ask other people to foot a bill that big. So I didn't even put the GoFundMe up to that. Like, I'll figure out the rest. But, and I feel bad even asking anybody for anything. So I really I just appreciate anybody who's done anything. I really do. I appreciate anything. So, yeah, Jean, I have 3 cats now. So I have Chicory, Paolo, and then I have Domino. Domino was part of a feral colony who's kind of warmed up to me, so now he lives in the basement, but he goes in and out. Yeah, that's right. Where's Kenny? Sometimes I'm afraid I wouldn't either. But I'll have to. I mean, I won't know if I don't try. So I'm gonna at least schedule his surgery. And like I said, I looked into some of the lower cost vets, but I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or what it is. But unfortunately, it was months out. I think they said August was like the closest one they could get him in for, and I can't see him in pain like that. So, I got 2 opinions from 2 different vets, and both of them, I think there was like a $40 difference between them. So, I mean, they're both about $900 or in the upper 800s. So, I'm going to schedule it, and they probably won't be able to get him in immediately. I'm pretty sure. So I think I'll have some time. And I've had some people that have been really, really generous, and I cannot thank everybody enough who's contributed. Like I said, nothing is too small, so I appreciate everything. So that I'm just gonna say that I did have somebody donate a very generous amount. So I have huge thank you to all of you. But that person was that I cried because I was like, there are some such kind people in this community, and it blows my mind that there are people that will help like a stranger, and I think that's really awesome. I always try to do it. I always try to like play things forward, I pay things forward. That's just how I've always been. I always feel like karma will catch up to people eventually, and I always like to put good karma out into the world. So I've always been like that. But that's why I hate it so much, though, that people here I feel like people get manipulated, and it's because we have some really good, genuine, empathetic, caring people here that, I don't want to say anybody can be manipulated, but because people care so much, it's easy to kind of manipulate, and I don't like it. Care credit is basically, it's like taking out a credit line, like with the vet. So it's almost, a credit line. It's like financing, I guess. I think that's like the best thing that I know how to describe it as. But you have to have like a good credit score for it. I mean, my credit score isn't terrible, I guess. But there's always room for improvement. Well, like I said, guys, I had a really rough couple years. So I've been really trying to get back onto where I need to be. So yeah, I have pet insurance for one of my dogs, Nat, and I'm gonna do that. I definitely should do it. Her pet insurance is like, it's not too bad, but I got it for her when she was a puppy because she had so many health issues. Like she had Giardia like at least 3 times. She had ringworm when like I brought her into my home. She had stomach issues all the time. Guys, yeah, I just appreciate everything. So, no need to eat, like, you guys being here at all and supporting my channel is, helping me, because it helps me mentally. It lets me know that I'm doing something right and I'm doing something that people like, and I enjoy that. So, it doesn't always have to be monetary, but I appreciate everybody who has. I definitely do. Yeah, well, Sofa King, my relationship with my parents have always been, they're my adoptive parents. I was adopted. So, it's always been very, it wasn't always great. I think, if anybody has watched my videos about the troubled teen industry, I kind of go into it a little more there. But when I had my accident and I, had my spine injury, I literally had to move back in with them because I couldn't take care of myself. So I went from seeing them maybe 4 times a year, to living with them. And I kind of was forced to work through my issues with them. We still have our moments. There's a lot of hurt and stuff that's gone on, but my parents are genuinely good people. My parents are very, very good people, and they raised me very well. My parents, I hate even talking. My parents are quite affluent, but you would never know because they did not raise me to be materialistic. Now, my parents are also a little bit older than most, so when I, approached them about chicory, my mom, and you have to know my mother to appreciate this, because I know this is going to sound really terrible to you guys, really terrible. But this is just how she is, so don't judge her too harshly. She's like the most caring, amazing woman on the planet. She basically said that, if I can't afford my pets, that I shouldn't have as many as I do. So, and if she was to help, it would be enabling. So that's it. And I don't have a whole lot of pets, guys. I have 3 cats and 2 dogs, but they all get care. I lost my job in December. I don't want to talk about that, but whatever. So, my parents were in their 40s, Liberty, when I was adopted. So, my parents are in their 70s now, and my spine is not great. I have a condition called arachnoiditis, and it's not like spiders or anything like that. It's inflammation. It's a progressive spine disease. End game is that like you lose your ability to walk, but it doesn't always progress that much. Like it really depends on the person. So, like if you can slow it down, like there's a good chance that won't get to that point in your lifetime. But I've lost like a little bit of control of one of my legs. I've fallen a few times. It's discouraging, but I try and stay as active as I can. I do everything I can to keep it at bay. So, and it really changed my views on life. I was always raised not to be materialistic. Like we didn't have nice things. We didn't have like a big house. We didn't even, we didn't even have like, holiday gifts. Like we sponsored a group home with like, I think it was 8 boys. And we would also, be able to give money to a charity of our choice. Like we weren't like, we didn't really do gifts in my family. And you know what? It hasn't served me well in my adult life because I've ended up like offending so many people because I don't go over the top for Christmas, just because I never knew you were supposed to. Um, that was never how I was raised. So people just think I don't care. I've had to. It took me a long time to put my finger on it too. But my parents are very different. They're really just very really good, like very activist. Like they volunteer. They're always doing stuff to help people, and that's how I was raised. But I had a lot of hurt. I got in a lot of trouble when I was a kid, so I ended up getting sent to some programs that were marketed very well at fixing your troubled teen, and it wasn't like that. And I've just started to kind of come out with my story, and a lot of other people have too. So that's what I'm doing. I did a couple lives. I think I've done 3 lives on it so far. I think the first one is the best. Yeah, and that's part of what mine is too. Is that modeling? I agree too, but unfortunately, I think there are a lot of people that were. I don't want to say it's wrong, guys, because I don't judge anybody for that kind of stuff. But I dated somebody who was just used to being spoiled on Christmas, and nobody gave me the memo. So they were very upset about it. So, and I was like, that's kind of an awful thing to be upset about. But here we are. Yeah. Yeah, that girl. They can be really horrible. Some of them. I ended up working in group homes afterwards because I was trying to give back, but it ended up triggering me really, really badly because I have a lot of things that happened to me when I was in these programs that I have not dealt with, and I am just starting to deal with. And that's the word. You know what, Anne? That was the word I was looking for. The spinal stimulators. Yeah, you have 2 of them. Oh, I'd like 2 at the same time. I'm a candidate. I have 2 companies that bug me to do one of the trials with one because apparently I'm like a good candidate for it. But I've heard such mixed things about it that that's definitely one of my treatment options. But I haven't. I've heard such mixed things. I've been scared to. Oh yeah, you were adopted too, Jean? Yeah. Right. In different locations. Yeah, don't do it. That's been the gist that I've gotten. I've been not. I don't want to do that. But yeah. Oh, and you worked for a group home. It takes a really special person to work in a group home for that long. Let me tell you. I only made it 4 years, but I didn't just work. I worked with kids for the first 2 years, and then I thought maybe if I worked with like adults with like mental illness in a group home, that would be a little easier, I guess. But it wasn't. So it triggered a lot of stuff in me that brought me down a really, really dark part of my life. But my accident was like a blessing in disguise. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was a wake up call that I needed. And in a lot of ways, I'm a happier person now, somehow. But I wasn't always. Like, when it happened, I was completely broken. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to, everything was taken from me. Like, my work has always been my identity. And suddenly I wasn't even able to, put my socks and shoes on by myself or, anything that, a 28-year-old, like feels, you feel helpless, and it's humbling. It truly is. Oh, you too, Willow Blossom? Yeah. I feel like a lot of, I feel like adoptive parents, like a lot of the time some people are, there's like a common theme of some, especially in like, that I've met anyways, not all. And I could. It is on the list. My condition is on the list of things that would qualify you. My only thing with that is that I need to put this very carefully, because I don't want to sound like I can't for myself. Like I need to be busy, and I feel like it would be. I try to do what I can. It's part of like what's keeps me sane, I guess, is doing work of some sort. So I was doing things. I'm going back to school though, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to find a job that I can do that isn't going to require me to, do things I can't do. Because I've even since then, I ended up taking a job that I shouldn't have, and it made my back worse. So But, that's just me though, because I need to be busy. And if I feel like I can do something, I want to. Um, but I've considered it, especially since, losing my job. You know, it it's complicated for me, it's complicated. But I will never, ever, ever, ever judge somebody's, illness or disability again, or not believe somebody ever, because, or, I always, I'm never going to judge somebody's pain either. Like if somebody says they're in pain or if they're suffering, like I have to believe it, because I don't know. It's just it's retrained my brain. I used to, because I was in retail management. Like I was the first person to hop on somebody calling saying that, like, their back hurt or whatever and they couldn't come into work. I would be the first person to be like, well, suck it up and come on in anyway. But I would never do that again now, not after what I've been through. Never. So it made me a better person in some ways. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm a full-time grad student at the moment. Trying to get back into something that I can do and maybe even move up in doing, because I'm very creative. I wanted to do marketing from the get-go, but I chose criminal justice instead. So it hasn't really gotten me very far. But yeah, right, Sofa King. You are so correct there. You are so correct. Not work study, #shy. Not yet. I haven't seen any opportunities for that yet, but I'll definitely look into that. I'll definitely look into that, because that would be a good way to connect. Actually, you know what? Somebody else said the same thing to me today. Yeah, and yeah, right. People don't know, because I look fine from the outside. Yeah, I do, and I don't. There's nothing about me that would scream, disabled or anything like that. But I'm in chronic pain all the time. It feels like part of my body is on fire all the time, and I think I'm just so used to it at this point. I don't remember not being in pain. Bye, where's Kenny? Yeah, I am. Like, I love marketing. So I figured though, because I do some freelance work. I manage some social media pages for people. And I figured, why not go back to school for this? Because I taught myself everything. And I was like, if I have like a background in it, like I've been doing it for years. Like I worked in retail I've done all of that for the past 10 years of my life. And I have the real world experience. Why not add a education on top of it and then see what I can do with that? Because it's something I can do from a computer, and I don't have to stand for long periods of time, or, and I really do. I try to get, bye, where's Kenny? I try to get out and do things. So I appreciate all the moments because so easily things can be taken from you. So I always try to just stay positive. I just always do. I keep that in the back of my mind, because when it comes down to it, I have a roof over my head. I have enough food to eat. I have a family that loves and cares about me. I'm very blessed. So I don't have anything that I really, it could be worse. It could be worse. So I always have to remind myself of that. I used to get so mad when people would say that to me. I used to get so mad. I'm like, well, that's not helpful. And I could see it's probably not helpful, but it's true. And I've come to accept that. It's definitely true. But, to me, sometimes things feel very real, and it's hard to see it that way. But I do need to get off of here. I think, yes, I think I heard somebody come in. So I am going to get off of here now. Thank you all so very, very much for joining me. I definitely was on here longer than I always am, though. I always say I'm going to be on here for a short time. And then, here we are 2 hours later, 2.5 hours. So, yeah, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to hit that subscribe, there's some really good stuff I have planning out for everybody here. So we do a mix of things too. We don't just talk about like the community and drama. We do a lot of other things too. And I have some even cooler things planned. And even if you're catching this on the replay, if you want to hit that thumbs up, that would be wonderful as well. And I hope everybody has a great Valentine's Day, wherever you happen to be. Hold on one second, guys. All right, guys, I got to get off of here because I have to go do Valentine's Day. So everybody have a great evening, and I will likely see you guys tomorrow.